Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. It is 9 o'clock on March 16th, 2023, and this is RI Elder Info's third annual Calling All Women Warriors, our virtual conference dedicated to our wonderful women who have served in our military. I do want to make one thing really clear right up front. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and I myself am dedicated, as is our organization, to get the information and resources out to folks in need. But I wanted to make really clear, I myself am not a veteran. I just truly believe that it's our responsibility to give back to the men and women who have served our country. So without further ado, we need to get this party started. I would like to welcome Chaplain East for our invocation.
Thank you so much, Deb.
Thank you.
Let us pray. God of grace, God of mercy, divine creator, we place ourselves in your loving presence. We have gathered here today to answer this call with ideas, with feelings, with hope and needs, along with resources. Incline our ears, focus our minds, and open our hearts, that we may continue to become sensitive, not only to the strengths of the systems and resources available, but to the weaknesses as well, so that we may work together to bridge gaps and strengthen connections, so that we may meet the unique needs and expectations of our women warriors. Inspire us to creativity that will take us to places near and far, to meet our sisters where they are and bring them to a safe and welcoming place. Bless all who are logged into this call. Keep them away from all hurt, harm, and danger, sickness, and death. We lift this eternal prayer in one voice on this day and in all the days to come. Bless us and keep us now and forevermore. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And now for our national anthem. Thank you all, and now I would like to welcome Betty Leach, Senior Vice Commander of the American Legion, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And now, a few words from our Lieutenant Governor, Sabina Matos.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Deb, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning. I'm so honored to be here with all of you. And I want to thank Deb also for the role she plays as being an active member and participant of the Long-Term Care Coordinated Council in many other committees that the state has, making sure that the voice of those people in the aging population, plus our military, have a voice that they are, and that their voice is being heard. I also would like to say thanks to all of you that joined in today. You're going to be hearing about many important resources. Resources are going to be helping you understand what is available to help you financially, to help you mentally. So this is going to be an opportunity in which you're going to hear about what the state have to offer. I also have to say one of the things that I enjoy the most doing, or that give me most satisfaction, is working with our military families and also working with our veterans. I want to thank Betty Leach, who's also part of the Blue Star Month. And we were able to put together this year, through the Operation Holidays Year, 400 care packages to send to our military family, our military members that have been deployed throughout the war, and sending them a bit of Rhode Island so they know that we're thinking of them and that we are grateful for their service. I just want to say once again that our state commitment to ensuring that there's access for resources for our veteran community is strong, is unwavering, and we are 100% committed to providing you the resources needed to make sure that your family are successful, our military families are successful, but especially to provide the resources that our veteran communities need. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Deb, and thank you so much for allowing me to speak today.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor. I appreciate you taking the time out to join us today.
My pleasure.
I'd like to welcome Commander of the Rhode Island VFW, Tiger Patrick, and a dear friend of mine.
Thanks, Deb. It's an honor to follow Sabina. She's awesome. It's an honor to be here today before you all. And here in the VFW, we have women in very important positions throughout our organization, including next year's commander is going to be Rachel Garcia. She will be our third commander that we've had here in Rhode Island, and we're real excited for her to take over the reins. I know I am, as the outgoing commander. The VA thinks that there are about 5,000, or just under 5,000, women veterans in the state of Rhode Island, or that are receiving care in Rhode Island. I think that number is a little misleading and under. It doesn't reflect the thousands that are in the Rhode Island National Guard currently serving. They're not included in that number, which I find a little sad. I mean, none of the Ring members are, but it's misleading because that is a huge population right there. And also the women who are serving active duty roles over at the Naval War College and the Navy base. And so another population that I was just thinking about, Deb, and this will probably be something near and dear to your heart, is we have women veterans who are older, who have never logged into the VA system because they were always under the care of their husband, whether they were a veteran or not, on their insurance or under their pension. And so we are finding women who are entering some sort of a care program, be it assisted living or a day program or even living in a nursing home. We find out they're vets. And I'm sure you've run into this too. So they're underrepresented too, but those who served during World War II, Korean and Vietnam era, they're not really in the digital record system because they've never done anything after they got out of the military. So I'm really mindful of them. But it's an honor, and this is a vital program that you offer here, Deb, and we're grateful in the VFW for everything you do for us and for veterans and their families across the state. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your support, Tiger. And it really does sound like anyone watching who knows of a women warrior, that they reach out to get connected to the resources that are available out there, many of which we're going to be sharing today. I would also like to invite up to the next Christina Mathews, Point 32 Health Foundation, one of RI Elder Info's wonderful annual sponsors. Welcome, Christina.
Thank you, Deb. Good morning. I'm Christina Mathews, Program Officer with the Point 32 Health Foundation. On behalf of our board and the foundation team, I want to offer our gratitude to Deb for organizing this gathering and to all our service members gathered here today for your service to our communities and to our country. The foundation is proud to support Rhode Island Elder Info's work in serving as a resource to older Rhode Islanders and those who care for them. For those who are not familiar with our foundation, we were created through the combination of the Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan foundations. We carry forward the legacy of those foundations, which includes support for efforts focused on healthy aging and older adults across 5 New England states. To give a little context as to why this focus on healthy aging and older adults is so important to us, by 2030, 1 in 4 Rhode Islanders will be 65 or above. We know that most older adults want to age in the communities they live in, so ensuring our communities work for people of all ages and abilities, and that older people and those who care for them have the ability to navigate to the resources they need is important for all of us. We also know the importance of community and human connection at all ages and stages of life. So it's wonderful to see that Deb has brought this community of women service members together today to connect and to share important resources. I really look forward to learning from all of you today, and thank you so much for having me. I'll turn it back over to Deb.
Thank you so much, Christina, and thank you for Point 32 Health Foundation's support for our work. I'd like to welcome Cheryl Tassmer from Aetna. Aetna is also one of RI Elder Info's wonderful annual sponsors. Welcome, Cheryl. Unmute.
There we go. Good morning, Deb. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you today. My name is Cheryl Tassmer, and first I would like to thank all of the warriors, women warriors out there for your service. I'm deeply grateful for that every day, so thank you. My family is a military family, so it's extra special to me. Again, my name is Cheryl Tassmer, and I am with Aetna Medicare. Aetna Medicare is a CVS company, so we're owned by CVS, and we have been in business for over 170 years. We're a national company. We paid the first Medicare claim to Hartford Hospital in 1966, so we have many years of experience in the Medicare segment, and we work very hard to help beneficiaries, such as yourselves, to navigate through sometimes a complicated system. So Aetna and CVS is committed to supporting the community. We are committed to navigating through the Medicare system and helping anyone who has any questions at all on moving forward as we age in life. And we're also committed to the Women Warrior Project. So thank you so much for having me. And it's a pleasure to be here. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. And really, RI Elder Info couldn't do it without the support provided by Aetna. And we are, as I said, a 501c3 nonprofit. And when you think about many hands make the load light, we want to say thank you to all of our annual sponsors. United Healthcare has been a great partner. Oak Street Health has locations all over the state that's offering primary care. And they're accepting new patients, which I know can sometimes be a challenge. Neighborhood Healthcare, they are a wonderful organization as well. JD Solutions, Jennifer can provide a lot of information and resources for companies that are looking to connect with older adults. 321 Media, Ben Barber, he's the one who's behind the scene making this look good. And England Studio is the amazing award-winning design team behind RIElderInfo.com. I trust you have visited RIElderInfo.com. And here's a hint for our warriors watching. If you go to RIElderInfo.com, hit resources, you can download Operation Connect. It's the only printed and printable resource guide for military members, veterans, and their families. I'll even make it easy. I'll make sure a link is dropped in the chat below. So we're going to get started with our speakers today. So it's really important that you hit the like and the share to get this information out to as many people as possible. As you heard Tiger say, the numbers, the official numbers, are most likely very underrepresented. So I would like to welcome today my friend Tonya Maselli from the Providence VA's Women's Veterans Program. Welcome, Tonya.
Thank you, Deb. I just want to say happy Women's History Month. I want to thank all our veterans, active service members, and their families for their sacrifices every day. Over 2 million women veterans across the country, and that number continues to grow by 18,000 per year. Commander Patrick, he's absolutely right. That number is underrepresented within our state. There are more. And one thing, Donna Focarelli is an assistant to the program as well. We often hear is that women sometimes feel that they don't want to take away the services from others, but they deserve these services and resources, and we welcome them at the Providence VA, and our programs are continuing to grow because of them. So some of the information here within our programs, my name is listed there and telephone number as well as Donna. We're advocates, we do outreach, we continue to speak with our leadership about our programs and continue to grow these programs. A lot has happened over time now with more and more programs growing. Next slide, please. Making great strides again with outreach, gender disparities, suicide prevention, and engaging our women veterans. We have quarterly focus groups, biannual town hall meetings, as well as a monthly warrior transition call. Ongoing discussions with our women service members we found gaps in services. Dawn has been really instrumental in doing a lot of outreach and helping women that are transitioning from military to civilian life, and also engaging them in our VA healthcare system. There's a bridge of services needed for ongoing connectedness, and we're continuing to really look at that and help with enrollment. So please don't hesitate. Some individuals feel that when they came out years ago from the military, they were told that they weren't eligible. It's important that you reach out to us, and we'll connect you right away with eligibility to see what you're eligible for. Thank you. Next slide. Congress, and there's new legislative changes, and these are a few of them for you all that may be aware or not aware. So the PACT Act really includes reproductive cancers, and they're looking at that, as well as Service Act for breast cancer screenings. The Deborah Sampson Act was something that was really instrumental and helped us as a VA system. We took in over $700,000 in funding to support our women's health needs, and those were specific for staffing needs. So there's an additional Protecting Moms Who Serve Act, which came out for social determinants of health, such as hunger, housing, violence, racial, ethnic inclusion issues. In addition to that, they are now nationally looking at assisting our veterans, all veterans, not just women, with their child care needs during their appointments. So that will be in the future, and we're presently looking at that. Next slide, please. We had 2 events recently. We combined our efforts with the regional office as well as the state women's program through the governor's office. And we had there's no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise. We had our event at the Bristol Veterans Home, had a nice turnout. We had eligibility there as well. And then we also had a women's teletown hall the following evening, which was for both Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Robocalls went out to over 6,800 women veterans, and we had over 900 that were actually on the call to hear and listen, and for us to answer questions for them as well. Next slide, please. I think that may be it for our slides. So if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Donna, and we'll gladly assist. Thank you for all you do.
Tonya, I do have some questions for you. Where on the Providence VA Medical Center campus is the women's resources? Is it in the main hospital? Is it in its own location?
So for primary care needs, for their primary care physicians for their care there, they're able to be seen within the main hospital or within the women's clinic. We do have an all-female women's clinic on the property. It's not connected to the hospital. It's within that property. So regardless of where a female wishes to receive her care, whether it be in the main hospital, in that women's clinic, or at the community-based, we have CBOX, which would be Hyannis, New Bedford, and Middletown. They receive their care from a designated women's health provider. So those are providers that are skilled in women's health needs. So it's their choice wherever they wish. Some veterans feel very strongly, I served alongside men and I wish to receive my treatment or care in the main hospital. So it's their choice.
Okay. If, excuse me, if someone did not wish to engage with males, is there an option to receive treatment from all female providers?
So the clinic has all female providers within that clinic. We do have 2 gynecologists, 1 male and 1 female. The male, so it becomes a choice if they feel that they're not comfortable having a male provider for their surgical gynecology, then they could have a female. We have Dr. Nardone and Dr. Roy for our gynecologists.
Awesome. You know, if you look back in time, the needs of the women veterans were not something that were often considered. You know, separate bathrooms, separate showers, you know, things like that. How do you find, or what do you find are some of the differences of the needs between a woman veteran and a man veteran?
Well, clinically, there are very different needs. So we do a lot of work with our providers to provide skills within their medical needs. So we have what's called mini residencies, and those are specific to women's health needs. So all medical needs are addressed, and there's training specific for our female veterans. So that's across the board. We continue to do those annually. So new providers come in to our facility, and they will engage also within our mini residency trainings.
Awesome. And for the medical care, the things that are unique to women. So you do have the gynecologist, but if someone were, say, having a baby, would you be able to provide coverage if they were going to a labor and delivery hospital? How does that work?
So that is also something that we provide that a lot of women don't realize. So if they're eligible for their VA healthcare, they're eligible for their entire maternity care to be covered. So we don't cover that or provide that actual care within our Providence VA system, but it's provided on the outside, say through various hospitals like Women and Infants and those. So wherever they may receive their maternity care, that is covered for them, as well as the first year of the child's life. Within our system, we have a maternity care program at VA Providence, and it's a New England program. So we coordinate care with a nurse and a social worker that also follows those women throughout their maternity care, as well as now it's going to be, right now it's for a few months following the birth of the child, but national is increasing that to 1 year following the birth of that child. And those include groups and moms groups and close contact with a nurse to be sure that female is getting all the the care that she needs.
That is awesome.
It is.
And because, when you're a new mom, you need a lot more support than maybe what you initially think going into it.
Absolutely.
And we're all in this together. So it's awesome that they're able to get that help.
Yeah.
One of the questions that has come up previously is it possible for individuals to get a mammogram at the hospital, or how does that work?
So mammograms are covered, and also specifically with the new Service Act as well, screenings are covered completely. So we do not have diagnostic imaging for mammography at our hospital. And that's come up a few times where individuals ask why not. We really don't have the numbers to even support it within New England. Plus, we have great facilities that we collaborate with that do that day in and day out within our community, places like Paws. And it allows a female to really choose where she wants to go and not have to be confined to one facility. Some women really feel that they would like to continue going where they've always had their diagnostic imaging. They like the comparison of studies, and that's helpful to them. So we've talked about this along the way, and we will continue to address it, but we're not quite sure that that's really what most women want. They want to continue to go where they've gone, but it is covered for them.
Oh, that's really good. And I'm getting messages coming in from all different directions at the moment.
Okay.
One of the questions is, are any of these healthcare services for women available to the spouses of the military man who may have served?
So that would be dependent on the service connection and whether or not they fall into CHAMP VA. So if that female veteran is service connected to a point where their spouse would be eligible, we could look at that as well. And that would be through eligibility.
Got it. Okay. And one of the things I think maybe we don't necessarily talk about maybe often enough is mental health services. Women veterans, like other individuals everywhere, experience domestic violence and have their own mental health concerns and other stressors. Can the Women's Veterans Program at the Providence VA offer mental health services?
So we do offer mental health services. So it's offered in many different ways. So within primary care, if an individual is seeing their primary care provider and they feel that they would like to talk to an individual for mental health issues, we have psychology involved as well as social work right within where there would be a warm handoff for that, right within primary care. Now we also have urgent care for more urgent situations, or the emergency department for perhaps inpatient hospitalization. So it all really is dependent on that individual, what her needs are at that moment, and then going forward. We also have various groups that meet as well for women specific, and we're actually working right now with our mental health team to increase those, because we have more and more women that need these individual groups or groups, like DBT groups specific for women, in as well as even Chaplain East does a lot of work with moral injury for our veterans as well.
So lots of different resources. That's awesome. And I believe your office is also coordinating more social type events for women veterans to connect with each other. I think that's part of Donna's role, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. And Donna is actually coordinating a lot with Operation Connect to have a lot happen with our women, to be able to, meet outside, discuss things that they'd like to see happen, make changes. And that's how we'll really move this forward.
That is awesome. Tonya, I am so glad you were able to take the time out today. I know that you are very busy over there serving our women warriors. So thank you for taking the time to come out and share.
Thank you for putting this together, Deb, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, talking about opportunities to connect with other women. There is an amazing program I just recently learned about. So I would like to welcome Kim Wagner from the She Rose. Hi, Kim.
Good morning. Good morning,
morning.
all. First and foremost, along with Deb, I also am not a veteran myself, but I am a veteran spouse. I work for the Veterans Association of Bristol County in Fall River, Mass. We are open to veterans also outside of our county. So anybody viewing us that would like to come and visit us are absolutely invited. She Rose, those are my lady heroes. I have called them She Rose from the beginning. I have done troop support, military support for over 30 years. Beginning with Desert Storm. A lot of my friends were in Desert Storm, so I just continued my programs, my sending care packages, letters, and all of that. And with my dream job here at the Veterans Association of Bristol County, I have been able to welcome so many more of our lady veterans. For some odd reason, unbeknownst to anybody, we all understand that a lot of them did not feel that they were worthy enough to consider themselves equal opportunities for them as it was for the male veterans. Here at our center, we're an outreach center. Again, we're located in Fall River. We have access to many different things. We have a huge food pantry. You're able to visit the food pantry once a month. We have a rescue food room. You can come in and visit every single day if you'd like. We serve lunches every day. We have a clothing trailer, which is set up like a store. We have a ladies section, a men's section. As Deb also mentioned, we do Shiro events. We're trying to do them once every other month. Kind of dropped the ball this month. It's just been super busy here at the center. We have a lot going on. Again, happy Women's Month, I shall say. All you ladies are amazing to me. All of my veterans and, currently serving military are amazing, but I like to spoil our Sheroes a little bit more because I just believe that they're worth a little bit more because they were forgotten so many times. Actually, one of our founding members of the Veterans Association of Bristol County is Ms. Kathleen Splinter, which most of you have probably met before. We have been incorporated since 1987. We have grown leaps and bounds. I have been here for 4 years as the administrative assistant. We are currently serving in excess of over 600 veterans a month. And over just about 370, almost 400 food pantries a month. So we're quite a busy little spot. We're hoping to expand a little more within the next few years. We have a lot of great opportunities, fundraising opportunities coming up. If you go onto our website or you go onto our Facebook page, I keep it very well informative. Anything that's going on, anything that we're looking for, anything that we need, especially for the food pantry, for the clothing pantry, for the center itself, you'll find plenty of information there. Our last Shiro event was amazing. We had Deb Horton here with the care dogs. It was a great time. There was approximately 20 Shiros at that one, and I have a few things up my sleeve for the next couple of events. That's obviously to be determined with time and scheduling. Any woman veteran, whether they're registered with us or not, is invited to join us at a Shiro event. So definitely check out our website or our Facebook page. I post events there all the time that I think everybody should get their just desserve. Our sheroes are very special to me, near and dear to my heart. We here at the center, I believe we don't have any World War II or Korean War veteran females, but we do have Vietnam veterans and up to now that are still serving. So it's a great thing. I really enjoy doing what I do. I appreciate you ladies ever so much. Of course, I appreciate all of my veterans and military, but again, like I said, I believe that the ladies should be spoiled a little bit more. I just believe that, just because they have taken on so much of the brunt of things, and they should be recognized a little bit more. We have a bunch of things coming up. Actually, we have a wonderful golf tournament coming up. That's May 12th. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for players. Anybody that golfs, please check it out on our website. It's running underneath my name here on the screen, thevabc.com. And that is also the website. That's the main website for us. If you go to thevabc.com, you can actually pre-register if you want to take advantage of any of our services. That is the place to go. Just hit pre-register, and I will get back in touch with you as soon as we get the registration in our emails. We are always looking for opportunities for different events to do with our sheroes. So if anybody knows of anywhere that offers free visits for veterans, or if someone would like to donate free passes to a park or a museum, or any play or anything like that, we can absolutely positively make that work, to get transportation and stuff to anywhere we need to bring them. We have already been to the Military Museum up in New Bedford at Fort Tabor. That was a wonderful, a really, really nice event. Unfortunately, it was pouring out that day, so we'd like to do it again with the weather getting better. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that. I'm always looking for, if you know anybody that does crafting or does classes and would be willing to come to the center, and do something with our sheroes, that would be a great opportunity. And we would obviously give them free advertisement for their business. So there's so much here that's perfect opportunities for our sheroes to come in. I am always at the front desk 99% of the time. If I'm not there, it means I'm just not even in the building. Normally, we're here Monday through Thursday. So we're open until 4:00 on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. But on Wednesdays, we're here all the way to 6:00. So there's no, anybody that says, oh, I work, I can't get there. We have made it so easy for everybody to be able to take advantage of all of our amenities that we have available: food pantry, clothing pantry. We're working on a lot of stuff for you ladies, and I'm so excited. Deb, you are amazing. Again, thank you for having me. This is such an honor for me. I myself am I'm a life member of the VFW 5392 Auxiliary in Tiverton. But of course, I travel about. I know GinaMarie very well, obviously, Erica. So it's really, this is really amazing. I thank you. I can't thank you enough to have me here. This is really awesome.
Kim, I had the opportunity to be invited to your Shiro event in, I forget if it was January or February. And as someone who is not a veteran, walking into a place where I didn't really know anybody, and the person invited me, I got there before her. I have to say, you really have created a welcoming environment. Because I know, like, for some folks, like walking into a place where you don't know anybody
Right.
can feel kind of like,
Yeah.
"Eh,"
Yes.
but
That was a
you
lot of the
created a
issue.
great place.
Yep, that was a lot of the issue. I've gotten a lot of our lady veterans signed up years ago, and they would come only for their food and leave, and you'd only see them once a month, because back in the day it was the good old boys club. Unfortunately, they didn't have a strong enough, shall I say, a strong enough female presence here at the Veterans Center. Now, obviously, you've met me. I am quite outspoken. I have no problem meeting people, talking to people. I know everybody by name. My 600 plus vets that I see every month, I know all of them by name, and everybody just, it blows their mind. It blows mine too. I wish I could remember all that when I was a kid. But really, I appreciate you coming that day. That was amazing. I like to show off what we have going on, and that the only way to do it is by word of mouth. And the more people we get, like Donna Falselli, she comes up. She's been here a couple of times now, but she and I work back to back around Christmas time because I help with the big toy drive in memory of our friend Al Diorsi for the VA. So, and it's funny how we're all connected in some way, and we may not have ever met each other yet, but we will meet each other in the future. So I really appreciate you having, really, this is just a blessing to have you invite me to this. This is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys do so much. You have the food pantry, you have the Shiro events, you have the clothing closet outside. So, with all of the great things that are being done, you had mentioned that you have the golf tournament.
Yep.
If there are people watching and they wanted to support the work that you're doing, do you need people to say, come in and share a skill or coordinate a trip? What works best for you guys?
They can, if they want to contact me directly, they can either email me or just call me here at the center. That was the phone number I put up. Since I'm never home, it's useless to try and call me anywhere other than here. I'm sure a lot of us are the same way. So, if they just want to make a monetary donation, go right to the website. First page you see there's donation buttons right there, goes straight through right to us. Also, like I said, the golf tournament, all the information for the golf tournament is right there on the website under golf tournament. We're looking at sponsorship starts at $100 for a pin flag. It could be in memory of someone. It doesn't have to be it can be an organization, it can be a business, but it can be personal. You can get a whole sign in memory of your loved one that passed away, or in honor of someone. Someone just retired from the Army after 25 years. Honor them. You're going to have about 200 people seeing all this stuff at the golf course. So it's really, it's a great way to show your support for us. We also have a big car show. That's in July. I know it's a little far away, but it's really not that far away because we already
It's right around the corner.
Really is. That we had it last year at BCC here in Fall River, Bristol Community College. And we're going to have it there again this year. It's underneath the solar panels. It's the big lot on the side underneath all the solar panels, so you're not baking in the sun. We had over 175 show cars last year. So, and it's just amazing. We have vendors, we have food, we have stuff for the kids to do. We have the 101st Field Artillery National Guard. They come with the big howitzer. They blow the howitzer off a couple of times during the time of the car show. We have music, raffles, everything. So we post, like I said, I make sure everything is posted on the website and the Facebook page. It's so easy to help us out. Even if it's, you want to regift something that you got for Christmas and you want to give it to us for a raffle prize, no problem. I can do baskets, no problem, with all kinds of goodies. Really, there's so many different ways. We accept clothing donations. We accept food donations, especially. It's getting harder and harder. Our numbers keep going up, and Boston Food Bank is still keeping us at the same amount of weight. So when you do the number crunch, we're nonprofit, just like you. We're nonprofit. Most of our money comes from donations. Funding is hard to come by. As all of us know, it's even harder to come by now. Yeah. But even if you you see a good sale, you see a clearance, oh my God, they're unicorn macaroni and cheese and they're $1/4 a box.
It all matters.
Girls don't care if it's a macaroni and cheese shaped like unicorns. Bring it on.
Kim, I am so glad that you were able to come on today, because you're just doing really amazing work over there. I really appreciate you taking the time.
I absolutely love my job. Really, this isn't a job for me. This is a life for me. This is my life. This is what I was meant to do. Most people that do this, I'm sure you're the same way. We live for our work, and it's not work if you're getting up in the morning and you're not going, oh my God, I have to go to work. I never said that.
Amen to that. Thank you.
If anyone has any questions, honestly, I'm available all the time. So even when I'm home, you can message us through Facebook, and I get the messages. So
perfect.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
All you ladies are amazing. And Tiger, you're amazing too, even though you're a guy. But again, thanks for having me, my dear.
Thank you. Speaking of amazing, my next guest has the biggest heart and serves her community in so many ways. I'd like to welcome GinaMarie Doherty, the National President of the Military Women Across the Nation. Hi, Gina.
Hello, how are you, Deb?
Good. So tell us, what is Military Women Across the Nation?
First, let me say thank you so much for having us. This is a wonderful opportunity. We have 2 units in Rhode Island. One is Ocean State Unit 118, and then New England Unit 158. We have a total of 16 units throughout the nation. We have Keystone Women Veterans, Unit 6, First State Military Women Warriors, Unit 10, Salt City Women Veterans, Unit 80, Leather Stocking, sounds fun, Unit 26, Military Women of Tidewater, Unit 152, Memphis Bells, Unit 151, Triangle Women Veterans, Unit 144, Tri-State Military Women, Unit 157, Military Women of Tampa Bay, Unit 55, Gulf Coast Dolphins, Unit 56, Lakeland Royal Swans, our newest unit, Unit 159, Salt River Military Women, Unit 155, San Diego Stars and Stripes, Unit 36, Redwood Empire Military Women, Unit 77. Thank you again for this opportunity to highlight military women. We started out as WAVES, Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Services, around 1979. And then we realized we need to open it up to others, such as the Space Force and the Air Force. WAVES started out with just Coast Guard, Marines, and Navy veterans. So our units are required to meet 3 times a year, but of course they meet and do other things socially, such as partnering with Wreaths Across America, Meals on Wheels, visiting the VAs, dropping off poinsettias, doing cards, and some of the wonderful things they do is sewing neck pillows, crocheting lap blankets. The women are really out there. Some of the other things I wanted to say is our mission is not like all the other veteran service organizations. We're not out on the Hill fighting for legislation or things like that. We focus more on social interaction for our women. I want to say it was a hard fight for us women to be recognized as veterans. So I want to make sure all the women watching out there know, if you served your country, you're a veteran and you're welcome at Military Women Across the Nation. So please visit our website, millwomen.org. Send me an email, president@millwomen.org. Let's see. Yes, we have a Facebook page for members only. We meet yearly. We have midterm conventions in the odd years, and we have national conventions in the even years. And I'm really excited to say that we are going to have our 2024 national convention here in Rhode Island. So we'll be able to share Rhode Island with all of our military women across the nation. We have an active duty promotion going on right now. If you're on active duty, you can join for $50 for 5 years or $10 for 1 year. We send care packages out to our military women serving everywhere. We have a board of directors, as every veteran service organization has. We have about 16 women on the board of directors, and we meet virtually, and we chat via phone and email, taking care of the business of the organization between conventions. We have a scholarship right now. The deadline is 1 April. Please take a look. Go to millwomen.org. It's not a scholarship for military women. It's for students in high school or undergrad in college. It's a $1,000 scholarship. Let's see. I think
GinaMarie, I popped back up because I had some questions for you.
Yes, awesome.
So if I understand correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that you are the one who really spearheaded bringing this program to Rhode Island. Is that correct?
No, not really.
No?
Ocean State Unit 118 already existed when I was on active duty in about 2005. And they were recognizing local active duty ladies. So that's how I got involved with them. They actually crowned me Military Women of the Year in 2005. So that was pretty
well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Ginny Hansen, I must mention Ginny Hansen. She was very active in this organization. She was a state director. She was a national representative. And, she does many things for not just female veterans in Rhode Island, but all veterans in Rhode Island. And actually on April 8th at noon, if you're a military woman, you can get a free lunch at the Rhode Island Veterans Home. And if you're a family member or someone who just wants to attend, it's $15. So April 8th at the Rhode Island Veterans Home, it's a luncheon honoring military women.
That is awesome. And what have you found has been the best part of being a member of the Military Women Across the Nations group for yourself?
There's nothing like sharing your story or your trials or your struggles with another military woman. Even though I'm involved with the VFW and I love the VFW Auxiliary, DAV, American Legion, we're just super involved with all the veterans organizations. We got to keep them going. The veterans organizations is what helps us with our mental state, service connection, any type of ailments that we might have. Veteran service officers are the go-to for that. But there's nothing like sitting down and talking to another female veteran about the challenges that you experienced in the military.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things I wanted to highlight that you just kind of mentioned quick is the veteran service officers are able to help people fill out claims for veterans benefits. Is that correct?
Yes, very much so. And actually, we highly encourage veterans to go to a veteran service organization such as the VFW, AMVETS, American Legion, Paralyzed Veterans of America, even Vietnam Veterans of America. They have a veteran service officer. Please don't go to a lawyer unless you absolutely have to, but you really don't have to, because there are several very good veterans service officers out there to help you fill out your claim. Yes.
And so, what have you noticed, if anything, has changed in the membership organizations over time? Are you finding that people are joining more often for organizations, or are the organizations kind of dwindling? Are people still willing to come together to provide community service to one another? What are your experiences in that?
I think with all generations, when you first leave the military, you have a whole new world, a whole new life that you have to, take care of your kids, make sure they're, growing up in a good world, in a good place. So you're not necessarily going to have a lot of time to donate to a veteran service organization. So I think as they get older and the kids move out, people will join these organizations. But there's nothing like these organizations for me. They allow me to give back to my community. They allow me to stay connected. You learn so much about your benefits from the veteran service organizations. The VA does a great job taking care of you, but getting the word out there comes from the veteran service organizations.
That is awesome. And if people wanted to join the military women across the nation, who should they reach out to? How do they contact the organization or you?
Yes, on the website is millwomen.org. Please go there. There's a plethora of information about who we were, who we are, our mission. We have bulletins that are sent out via email 6 times a year. My email is president@millwomen.org. Reach out to me anytime. And please come to the luncheon April 8th at the Veterans Home so you can meet more of us military women. Thank you again for this opportunity, Deb. I really appreciate it. All the great things you're doing in the community. You come and walk in the parades with us, and I see you at all the events. So thank you very much.
Thank you for always being a welcoming face. I appreciate it. And you do a lot with veterans. I also want to give you a shout out because you also do a lot for the Rhode Island Alzheimer's Association in helping the community understand what Alzheimer's is and how to be a caregiver for individuals with Alzheimer's. So, GinaMarie, you have a giant heart that just gives and gives and gives. Thank you for your service.
That's very kind of you. Thank you so much, Deb. I really appreciate it. Alzheimer's is affecting veterans as well. So please, alz.org, just a little shout out there. They do help caregivers as well as someone struggling with dementia or Alzheimer's. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on, Gina. She has so many hats. She is an amazing woman. And as you all know, bringing events like this is not possible without the support of our sponsors. So I wanted to take a quick minute again to say thank you so much to the Rhode Island VFW for their support for this event today. Thank you to our annual sponsors, Point 32 Health Foundation and Aetna, Oak Street Health, United Healthcare, Neighborhood Healthcare, 321 Media, JD Solutions, England Studios, and all of our individual donors. I said earlier, many hands make the load light, and that is very true. Our individual donors make a huge impact. So thank you to all of you who have helped us bring this show today, as well as the work that we do all year long. Now, speaking of a very busy person who is everywhere all the time, I'd like to invite up Gina Colon, the outreach specialist for the Wounded Warrior Project. Hi, Gina.
Hello, Deb. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the invitation for this wonderful event online. I really do appreciate it. And I'm honored and very grateful to be here.
Awesome. What kind of programs does the Wounded Warrior Project offer for our women veterans?
Sure. So welcome, everyone. Wounded Warrior Project is a national nonprofit that serves post 9/11 veterans and their families, and with also a very detailed focus on women veterans as well. I am part of the alumni program, and I'll get into a little bit about that in a bit. But again, we do serve post 9/11 service members and veterans and their families who have incurred a physical or invisible injury or wound. And to register for Wounded Warrior Project, you can do that on our website, and you can also call our resource center, and I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. And all of our programs and registration are free once you get approved to be in Wounded Warrior Project. So next slide. So here are some of the, I call them the branches of Wounded Warrior Project. And I'll get into a little bit of these. I could spend a lot more time if I had to on each one of these, but please click onto our website. There is a web page for every one of our programs, along with testimonials and videos from our service members and veterans who are part of Wounded Warrior Project. Speaking of women-only events and programs, we do have our physical health and wellness team or program, and that team and program offers nutritional coaching and help with physical fitness. We do offer multi-day events as well, and just recently, I believe they have a women-only, we call them an expo, and it's a multi-day event. Our mental health and wellness division, we have adventure-based programs that are women only. We have couples only, and also caregivers, which is brand new. And that is a multi-day event. There is also mental health services that we provide. We have a talk program that's also offered to our women warriors as well. On financial wellness side, I'll get into that in a little bit. I have a slide for that one. But I really want to take some time and talk about the engagement. I serve all of New England, and I think between the two of us, we host about 150 events a year. And these are events to get and it's a great way of getting women warriors together. And what's really nice, what happens is events are awesome. And I'm tasked to do about 4 a year, but I do more. Let's see. Getting back to the benefits piece, our financial wellness piece. So this is some of the Wounded Warrior Project offers under financial wellness and benefits. And we have benefits officers across the country who will go through your, if you need any assistance, they work through that with you. That is referral based. So once you are approved with Wounded Warrior Project, you will get an approval email, and then I can do a program referral for benefits. And I think that's it on that. So next slide, please. So our resource center, I want to quickly talk about this as well. It is the hub of Wounded Warrior Project, and it's a multi-channel contact center. If you have any questions about Wounded Warrior Project, how to register a caregiver, or if there's a service that we don't provide, or if you're in an era that we don't serve. We've vetted hundreds and thousands of other veteran service organizations that if we can't provide that program or service, we most likely have vetted someone who has. So I always tell people that our resource center is the hub. It's like the encyclopedia or Wikipedia, and you can call us up and we will hopefully answer your question or get you to someone within Wounded Warrior Project. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is some of the things that our resource center database has. Other veteran organizations, financial assistance, crisis support. We don't offer legal services, but we have vetted other programs that do. We don't provide service dogs, but we have vetted organizations that do. So again, any questions at Wounded Warrior Project starts with our resource center. Next slide. All right. And so if you are curious on how to register for Wounded Warrior Project, you can go on our website. At the very top right, there is a little join button. It's a pretty simple process now. They did streamline it, and you answer some questions. You'll have to upload, and you'll get an email saying that you are approved. But we know we have some folks who don't want to do the technical side of it. So you can go, you can call a regional register or register team for that. Next slide. All right, so this is some of the documentation that is required. I don't know if it came up correctly. For some reason, it looks really small on my side, but yeah, so on the website, you can check to see what our documents are that are required from Wounded Warrior Project, or you can again call our resource center. And this is some of the information on how to reach us. It's woundedwarriorproject.org is our website. Please take some time to go on our website. There is a web page for every program. And what's really nice is that within those web pages, there are testimonials from our warriors that we serve, as well as videos. And again, there is a feature to join, and we do have a really neat texting feature on the website. It's not 24/7, but if you have any questions, you can also text on your computer. And that's all I have. Thank you, everyone. I know that was short and sweet, 7 minutes, but again, I know I have a small little block, and I could talk for a very long time about the great things that we do for our service members, our veterans, our caregivers, and their families. And I'm very grateful to be part of this organization, because I see firsthand what our engagement events have done for our warriors that we serve.
And so, Gina, what are some of the eligibility requirements? It kind of cut out a little bit on my side to hear who is eligible to receive assistance from the Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay, great. So it's post 9/11 service members, veterans, and their families who have incurred a mental or a physical injury or wound.
Okay, and I'm thinking that that's a lot of people out there.
Yes.
And I was taking notes as you were speaking. You mentioned Adventure Day. What is Adventure Day?
So one of our branches or our divisions of Wounded Warrior Project is our mental health and wellness team, and they offer a program called Proxy. It is a 12-week commitment, but it includes a multi-day adventure event where it's zip lining, it's kayaking, hiking, and we do offer women only, couples only, as well as caregiver only. It's called Project Odyssey. It's one of our signature programs, and many of our warriors have come back saying it was most amazing experiences they've had. And again, it's a 12-week commitment because there is a lot of coaching, mental health coaching, and some homework, but it's all accumulative to the multi-day event. That's part of it.
That just sounds like plain fun. Never mind like the benefits of being able to connect with one another. Like that just sounds fun. You mentioned financial wellness, and I saw there on the screen that you're able to help folks get connected to the benefits through the VA and things like that. Do you also offer any kind of trainings on like some of the things that we just were never really taught in school, like proper money management and how to save and budget and things like that. Do you offer those kinds of classes as well? Or at least connection to those kinds of resources to
So I
learn?
hope that you can. Yes, and I hope that you can connection issues. So I apologize, but we do part of that financial wellness branch or division program. We do have a warrior program, and in that program, they do offer interview skills workshops, resume workshops, things that that you're not prepared for sometimes if you're looking for a new career change. And they do offer with some Microsoft Office programs as well. And there may have also been a computer-based program for software.
That's good because as much as I am tech savvy and everybody sees me online regularly, there are still programs that I'm like, what is this? What is it asking me to do? How do I do fill in the blank? So I would imagine if you're not someone who spent a lot of time in front of a computer to start with, having access to that kind of training can really make a difference for a lot of reasons, both personally and professionally.
Of course. And I do want to add to, once a warrior is registered with Wounded Warrior Project, they do receive a weekly email called the Post. And in that email, it lists out all of our events. You can filter by virtual, because we're still doing some virtual events, and in person. You can filter it by your state. That way you can see what's going on in your city, your state. I'm working on the next 3 months of events for Rhode Island, Mass, and Connecticut. So those folks will get those events in their email, and they can register, because we don't have an online calendar that publicly lists out our events for the alumni program. But in that email, they also receive alerts on workshops, on like fitness challenges, because our fitness team does plank challenges, they do push-up challenges, squat challenges, just to get people moving and active.
Okay, I would lose those challenges, absolutely. And so when you guys go out for these adventures into the community, are you always identifying as Wounded Warrior Project? I mean, I understand as an organization that you would, but if people maybe didn't want to necessarily self-identify, that maybe they've experienced some challenges post 9/11, is that an option to maybe not be broadly identified?
I know for the alumni program, most of the time we definitely stay under the radar when we're out in our events. But we do have a whole fundraising team that does some very big fundraisers. We have one that's called Carry Forward, and that's where the community comes in. We have local and corporate fundraisers, and that's where you'll see our logo and a lot of everyone's wearing the T-shirts, and there's flags. But most of the time, speaking for me, for my alumni engagement events, we're just a group of people who are out to a ball game, a hockey game, paint nights, dinners. I do have a couple family things happening, like Canterbury Lake Park, just to get families together. But pretty much we're under the radar.
That's good. I like that. I like the option of being able to choose.
Yes.
And obviously, financial donations are always wonderful for any nonprofit. If folks had like a particular skill, or maybe they're the ones who run a theater or something like that, and they'd like to donate tickets or donate an adventure, do you accept those kinds of donations?
They have to be reviewed, because we do prefer gift in kind, and I do receive a lot of that, which is wonderful, especially from some of our vendors who I've been working with for the last 5 years. Most of the time when I am planning, I will get, hey, we support Wounded Warrior Project, we support the military, our veterans, what can I do? And usually it's something small as, a discount on a ticket. I know our bigger offices do get gift in kind tickets to some of the major shows and major sporting events. And, it's few and far between. There is a process to go through that just to vet it. But we do appreciate any gift in kind, because we are a nonprofit, as well as donations.
That is awesome. And your resource center, if someone calls in, are they able to get connected to resources or help someone in another state get connected, or is it specific to New England?
It's national. So if you are calling from Washington State, it's open to all.
That is awesome. Gina, you mentioned that you have about 150 different events coming up. I'm so grateful that you had the time to come on today because I know what it takes to schedule events.
Yes, and they could be as small as 6 people to up to 100 or so. And I'm very grateful that I have a wonderful teammate up here in New England with me, that we do this together. And we're a great team, and we really enjoy what we do and serving others.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, folks, my next guest usually has a little buddy with her or two, and I have enjoyed their company. I would like to welcome Deb Horner from the Southeastern Mass Paws of Comfort. Hi, Deb.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I have enjoyed so much being in your company with your little friends that are providing some amazing services. Can you share?
Yes, I can. First, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me. And I'm so excited to be in the company of all these wonderful women today. And happy Women's Month. We need more than a month, but we'll take a month right now. The Southeastern Mass Paws of Comfort Lions Club. We are a Lions Club first. We give back to the community in an abundant of ways. But myself and another lion, Lion Monique, we'd come up with the idea of possibly coming up with putting dogs, comfort dogs, into Lions Clubs. And so we're the first of its kind. We are a Lions Club, like I had said, but we have a specialty, and that is with our dogs, the Paws of Comfort. And they're also lions. They're considered canine lions. And we go to tragedies and traumas in schools and happy occasions also, nursing homes. And our biggest accomplishment right now, we are in Sturdy Memorial Hospital. We are there 2 times a month. And we are the first comfort and therapy dog club that Sturdy Memorial has allowed. It took 2.5 years to get us in there, but we did it, and we love it. And the patients love it. The staffs love it. Doctors and nurses love it. And how can you not love a 4-legged friend? We also have, we also give back to the community as well, in any way, shape, and form that we can. But that's the club I belong to. But I really want to reach out and talk about how lions are throughout Massachusetts and also Rhode Island. As a matter of fact, I've met some very great Lions clubs in Rhode Island, and they do amazing things too. We're basically just volunteers doing the same thing, just trying to be kind, give back to our communities in any way, shape, or form that we can. And we're always looking, Rhode Island as well as Mass, are always looking for people who might like to join a Lions Club. Our club, you don't need a dog to join. If you do have a certified dog that's already certified in Canine Good Citizenship, well, that's a plus. What myself and Lion Monique would like to do moving forward is we'd like to see more dogs in other clubs that are already are already started. Because today, the way the world is today, and mental health, and these dogs are really needed all over. It's just too many tragedies going on. The kids are under a lot of stress in school, and just coming off of COVID, we're all under stress. I think a lot of you had the privilege of seeing the dogs in action. I was last week at the Bristol home, which was very nice. Thank you, Donna, for inviting me, and also to Kim for inviting me to the Cheryl program. That was, I really enjoyed that. Also speaking with fellow veterans too, that is also what I enjoyed most, I think. But any place I can go with my dogs, and I can bring happiness to somebody, that's what it's all about. But being first vice district governor this year of my district, which is District S, if I can, I just want to speak about throughout the state of Mass. We have nearly 7,000 lions in Massachusetts alone, and we're broken down into 5 districts. And District Y is in western part of the Mass, where that covers like Springfield West to the New York border. District A is Central Mass, and they go from Orange, Mass to Milford to the Worcester area. District N is the North Shore area, and they cover Lynn and Lowell and all the surrounding towns in the North Shore area. District K is the greater Boston area, so they go from like Malden to Franklin, from Boston north to west. And my district, District S, covers Southeastern Mass, and we are Attleboro all the way to Provincetown. And our main mission is to, we do raise monies, and what we do is we raise monies for Mass Lion's eye research, and we support the cutting edge research for sight-related issues. And last year, we raised over $1 million for this. Not only do we just raise money for that, but we also give back to our community in numerous ways. We give back, say, school packs, backpacks for kids who might need them in school. Wherever there's a need, God forbid, if there's a fire or something, we'll try to give them a gift card to help with food or clothing. A lot of our clubs build ramps. There's a couple of clubs that build wheelchair ramps. Goodness, I'm trying to think of everything we do. We do also give back to veterans. I do have to say that. We just had our veterans, we call it Operation Shoebox, because originally it was started in a shoebox and we would mail out shoeboxes. And this was before my time. This was from another lion who started it prior to me coming on as Lions. And he would send shoeboxes with goodies in it to the troops overseas. So now that has grown a lot bigger. We use the bigger boxes now, the post office boxes, and they just love it. Who didn't love a care package when you were overseas? I'm sorry, I'm being bothered by one of the dogs right now. And the clubs collect, and we donate anything from toiletries to socks or sweatshirts, t-shirts, wherever. We'll break them down to where they have to go. Of course, we're not going to send socks or whatever overseas, but we'll send them like snacks and goodies, magazines, writing paper, toiletries, maybe some fun games, cards. One of our Leo's clubs, who are the younger lions in school, they made up beautiful painted rocks with like nice heroic sayings on them, like "Be brave, you're my hero," which, when you're overseas, anybody in the military who has been overseas, that stuff just means the world to you. And it just puts a smile on your face, and it keeps you going, especially when you're away from your loved ones and your family. But we have given to the Brockton VA, the Providence VA, the Veterans, the Women's Veterans Club, Vet Center in Providence. We have done the Nathan Hale Center in Plymouth, and also we have reached out to the Vet Center down in Hyannis. They have a large influx of homeless veterans down there. So we have a club here in our area that likes to supply the South Attleboro Village. They like to supply them with hand warmers and foot warmers, especially because they are outside. We also heard from one of our veterans this year that there's a couple of nursing homes that the veterans, there was like 27 veterans, and they were only living off of $75 a month, which literally broke my heart and broke their heart also. And so what we did was we sent the 2 nursing homes with these veterans in them. We sent a couple lap blankets that our Lions also make for the wheelchairs. And we also gave them enough supplies to tie them all over for at least a couple of months. So maybe they could kind of bank a little bit of money. We also raise money for diabetes, since diabetes and eyesight work hand in hand. And if we can try to control diabetes, we can also try to control blindness or vision impairment. We kind of support like about 5 to 6 of the major hospitals in Boston, Mass Eye, Tufts, Children's, the BU Center, and Scapin's Institute, and Joslin. And when I say Scapin's Institute, Dr. Scapin's was a world-renowned doctor where people from all over the world would come to get their eyes operated on by Dr. Scapin's. And I did have the pleasure of meeting him years ago, and not knowing that I'd be a Lion today. And also another main thing I would like to say about Lions is that all our monies, 100% of our monies, go to our Lions charities. Nobody gets paid, and that's the best part of Lions. That's the part that intrigued me to join. And with that, in Mass also, there's about 7,000 Lions already, but 7,000 sounds like a lot, but it's not. We need more, just like the rest of the groups that are on here now. We need more to give back to the community and to help out in any way that we can. I mean, the needs are getting greater and more, and people are getting, with everything, with the programs, certain programs just stopping in Massachusetts and things. And we just need to be out there, be more visible. Lions are over 100 years old, and everybody says we're the best kept secret. We don't want to be a secret no more. We want to get out there and, be noticed. And we don't have commercials. We don't have homes, to meet at. We meet wherever there's a meeting place that will have us. So it's all about just being kind and giving back to your community in any way that you can. And also, I just, a quick mention that we hold a seat in the UN. Lions Club International holds a seat in the UN for all the good that we do. And it's a permanent seat. And each year in March, they have a UN Day for Lions. And I haven't had the pleasure to go yet, but I plan on it. And this July, we are having our Lions International Convention coming to Boston, Massachusetts, July 7th to the 11th. And that will be a sight to see. So whether Rhode Islanders are there, I mean, you will have your Rhode Island Lions there. I know that. And just the parade. I've never been to one, so this is all new to me. I'll be inducted as district governor for District 33S. So I am really looking forward to it. It's quite an honor for me. And the outfits, they say, are just absolutely incredible. And the Lions, different ways that the Lions represent their countries. And the parade's about 4 hours long. So if you're looking for something to do, July 7th to the 11th, come to Boston and check out what Lions are about and catch that wonderful parade.
So I love the fact that you said that you have dogs that identify as lions. I think that's awesome. I wanted to double check. So with the Paws program, do you provide training to people's dogs, or are you able to bring trained dogs into environments where they can offer therapy?
These are our own dogs that we had trained. I've been doing this for 20 years, so I'm on my 3rd and 4th golden. And we do have trainers in our club. We have 3 trainers in our club right now, but we can help get the dogs trained if you're within our area, or we can refer you to somebody. But all the dogs should have their canine good citizenship.
Okay.
because that's an AKC, American Kennel Club certification. And with that, they can move on to other things as well. But some people like to, they like the certificates and the titles and things. My dogs do have canine good citizenship, and they also have therapy certification as well. So therapy certification is not needed, but like I said, it's titles that sometimes people like to go after,
Exactly.
But these are our own dogs trained. They live with us and they go with us. One dog per handler. I have 2 dogs, so I can only go out one dog at a time because, like kids, you got to keep an eye on them. You just don't know what they're going to do.
But I have to say, having experienced your dogs are very well behaved and very well trained. If people want to have you bring your therapy dogs to an event, how would they reach out to you?
We are on Facebook. We are the Southeastern Mass Paws of Comfort Lions. That's our logo.
All right.
And then I know I don't have a ticker tape at the bottom there, but you can reach us at on our Facebook page, or you can reach us at Southeastern Mass. You can even email me if you want to. I'm at the number 2 comfort, COMFORT, dogs plural @gmail.com.
Perfect.
So
So
if
people
anybody
have the
would
ability
like to join Lions, we'd love to have you. And it's all networking, like all what we're doing here today. Like I went to the Sheroes program with the dogs, which was wonderful, and also got me back into with my women veterans. And yes, 2comfortdogs@gmail.com. Absolutely. And my phone number is 508-889-2185. We also, sorry, hon.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm so glad that you were able to take the time to come out. I hear one of the dogs below. They're absolutely wonderful. They're so well behaved. And I'm glad that you were able to take the time to come on today, because I think what you're doing and the services that you're providing with the dogs, the services that you're providing with the lions, I think it's amazing. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come on today.
Thank you. And a lot of our veterans, women veterans, need a purpose. And I needed a purpose. And I was at a dark time in my life, and I needed a purpose. And that's when I stumbled against Lions. And to be able to give back makes you feel good inside as well. And some of the people that we help, we don't never see, but it's okay. You don't have to see them as long as you know you're helping. And we also have international ties as well. So it's a wonderful organization. If anybody gets a chance to look it up online, Lions Club International, and there's Lions Clubs in your area. If you see that yellow L when you're going into a town, and you'll know there's a Lions Club there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. And I just want to thank all the women that have been on. And it's been great meeting everybody. I've met a few years in the past couple of weeks. Thank you for everybody for what you're doing for women's veterans. I've learned a lot, and being a woman veteran myself. And wow, it's amazing how far the VA system is coming for women veterans, because yes, I was in that. In the beginning, I was in that, oh God, no, I don't want to go to the VA hospital. I didn't feel comfortable. But with all the programs that are coming into play today, thank you everybody for working this and making it happen. That's all I have. And I mean, it made me feel comfortable, and it's making me feel more comfortable wanting to go to the VA. So, and I'm going to help spread the word.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Jeff.
So my next guest has a really unique program that I'm glad that she's able to take the time to share. I'd like to welcome Janine Germain from Project New Hope, which I just learned about recently. Please share with everybody what Project New Hope is and does.
Hi, Deb. Thanks for having me today. And thank you to all the veterans who are watching this. So what we do, we focus on retreats for veterans. So we host at least 5 retreats a year, and they range. We switch them up, and just to let everyone know, we do have a women's combat veteran retreat next weekend, and we still have 2 spots in it, and we would love to fill them. So if anybody's interested in that, they can let me know. And even though it's closed out online already, we can still put 2 people in. So that's going to be really fun. The retreats, we focus on learning new things about different situations that affect veterans. And we also focus on free time, letting people experience different wellness aspects, Reiki, massage, acupuncture, different things like that. The settings are usually beautiful. It's all free to our veterans, except for transportation. So you have to, find a way. And sometimes we can work with people, like pick them up at a train or bus type thing. But these are really excellent things. You can find them all on our website. Like I said, I'm Janine, and I'm a military spouse of 25 years. I've been in the nonprofit world about 7 years, a veteran nonprofit world. What I do here is a case manager. So on top of our retreats, we also do some case management. And what I do here is if people reach out to us, we have an intake form online. People reach out and they tell me what kind of needs they have. And I try to help link them up with all kinds of organizations, such as people that are here on this event today. So I try to keep track of all the different things that are out there for veterans, and then reach out to people or give them the information to, address their needs. We also have a food pantry. Food insecurities is very large right now, especially in the veteran community. So if people sign up with us to have food, we give out food once a month, well, two different times a month, but everybody's eligible to come once a month. And we try to give almost a month's worth of food. They can do, and it's really nice. It's not just canned food. We give out fresh meat. We give out milk, cheese, eggs, and then all kinds of canned products, bag products, cereal. And there's actually an order form, so they can kind of pick as much as they can what they like to eat. So we also have a baby pantry, which we have stuff for all ages of kids, brand new clothes from Carter's, diapers, wipes. Right now we have stroller, car seats. So sometimes we have more things than others. So if you know any women who have small children that could benefit from our baby pantry, just go on our website. It's super easy to get hooked up with the food pantry or the baby pantry. And of course, you can contact me and I can put you in touch with the folks that do that. So other retreats we're going to have this year, our family retreat, that's a week long at Old Orchard Beach. There's a nice little place that we get the whole, it's like cabins and a retreat center. It's walking distance to the beach. So that will be families and children in that one. We also have a PTSD retreat coming up in August. Our guest speaker is a pilot veteran that was shot down, and he really does this empowering workshop that's like 3 days long. He's amazing to listen to. And that is going to be also a week long. We also have an equine therapy retreat coming up in September, I'm sorry for that one. So those are all still open. People can register. Just go to our website and click on retreats and you'll see them all listed there. Every veteran is eligible as long as they have a DD-214. Sometimes things are a little more specific. This is our first time just doing combat veterans, women. So then in that case, they have to have been a veteran who served in theater. We also do things like toys at Christmas. We always look for donations, and we have a couple hundred families that sign up and people purchase toys and things for them. We give out backpacks at back to school, and every Tuesday we have a coffee social. So women, men, any age of veteran, they get together at our offices here in Worcester and have coffee and goodies. And sometimes we have guest speakers that come in and kind of talk about veterans issues and things like that. We're going to start having yoga and Reiki and a few other things attached to that coffee social also. So there's always a lot going on. You can watch us on our website or Facebook. We post a lot on Facebook. We have a few upcoming fundraisers this year that are fun if anybody wanted to attend. We have a yearly golf tournament and a motorcycle ride. So we're just doing a lot, trying to stay, current in the veteran community and helping people as much as we can.
So it sounds like there's a lot of diverse opportunities through Project New Hope, from the retreats down to car seats for little ones. It's
right.
It sounds amazing. And what is the criteria for Project New Hope? Is it specifically to those individuals who have been in combat?
No, we serve all veterans. As long as you served, you can utilize our everything we offer. This one retreat for the women is for combat veterans. That's all.
Oh, okay. So it was just that one retreat. So
Yep.
you offer food, you offer retreats. You're going to Old Orchard Beach. I love Old Orchard Beach.
It's so beautiful. The place we go to has little cabins and then larger buildings with separate rooms. It's really a peaceful place.
And where the pier is on the beach, there's a little shop that sells French fries. They are like the best French fries on the East Coast, I swear.
The last retreat, we all walked there. It's about 1.5 miles though. And then we had the French fries. It's great.
Yes, it's awesome up there. I love it. So for Project New Hope, is it possible that if someone is, say for example, assisting a veteran, can they come in on behalf of the veteran to, say, get diapers for the baby or pick up a bag of food for the veteran, as long as the veteran is registered in your system? Is that possible?
We can make exceptions like that, and we do. For the most part, the veteran needs to come and at least sign up. And if there are extenuating circumstances, we do let somebody else pick up for them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
And what would be helpful for you for Project New Hope? Do you need donors? Do you need people to help coordinate transportation, or volunteers, or obviously as a nonprofit, cash donations? What would be most helpful?
So those are all helpful. Obviously, cash donations of food that's not expired. We have run really low this year on food at different times. And then brand new things for the baby pantry. Like we get some clothes and stuff, but they're not always the right season when we get them. And then we just happened to have somebody do a large fundraiser for us, and they got us some baby carriers, car seats, strollers. So we don't always have that stuff. So obviously diapers and formula, things like that are brand new. We're always looking for that kind of stuff.
Okay. And do you have items maybe for older children too? Because a lot of times people think of the pressure that comes when you have a new baby, and there's so many things that you don't realize that you really needed to have, and it didn't come in a baby shower and things like that. But then there's also folks out there who may be struggling, particularly with the yo-yo of the economy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they may have older children. Do you have items for older children too?
Our
or is that
clothes
something?
go up to size 14, 16 actually. So there's a good chance you can find clothes for all ages up to size 16 with us, even shoes. And then like we get sometimes headphones donated to us, or we've even had iPads. And so if people were to come to us and say like, oh, I really need a computer or something, we could offer an iPad. So we do get gift cards as donations. So we've, like yesterday, a social worker from the VA in Vermont contacted me and said that this veteran got burned out of his home. So we sent him $300 in gift cards to Target. so he can at least temporarily get some clothes and food. So
Okay.
we do other things depending on how generous people are with us, what we have.
No, I totally understand that. Erica has a question. Do your retreats for I'm tongue tied. Do you have retreats for non-combat women veterans?
Yes, we do. They can attend the PTSD retreat this year, the family retreat, and sometimes we do just have women veteran retreats, but we only can do about 5 or 6 a year. So each year we change it up. So last year 2 years ago, we had a veteran women's retreat. The combat thing was not a requirement. And of course, they can come to any of the other retreats also. We also do a caregiver retreat. That was a great one last year. And we have guest speakers that come in, and, there's just a lot of camaraderie and really, really good things in the retreat.
So for your caregiver retreat, is that a caregiver, the veteran is the caregiver providing the care, or is that the individuals who are providing care to the veteran?
That's a great question. So it's for the people providing care to the veteran. So there was a whole range. Me being a military spouse, I attended. And you don't have to be a veteran caregiver with the VA. So that's
okay. So it doesn't have to be part of the VA caregiver program. Okay.
So anybody who's giving care to a veteran. There were some people who they were taking care of their father who was a veteran. There were people like me who were spouses. So a woman was taking care of her brother. So then some of those people are learning more about what it's like to take care of a veteran. And some of them are on the spouse side, living with veterans with, disabilities and things. So really it's a great group.
That's
just one of the ones we offer.
Right. And that was a retreat even.
Yes, it was a 5-day retreat at Old Orchard Beach.
Nice. You guys got the connections at Old Orchard Beach. That's awesome. Speaking of connections and locations, what is Project New Hope's service area?
We work out of Worcester, so we're on James Street in Worcester, but we would serve anybody that reaches out to us if it's possible. So we also have an office in Westfield, Mass. So we do a food pantry and a baby pantry out there also. So if anybody's in the Western area, we can also, help them without them coming all the way to Worcester. We, prior to this, had an office in Maine, and Vermont, but we had to close that. We were just stretched a little bit too thin, but we still get people that reach out to us from that area. So for instance, the person from the VA yesterday, we just mailed out the gift cards to them. I get people from Rhode Island, Connecticut. I get people reaching out through our online intake form for the case manager. I get people from Indiana, California.
Wow.
And so I just try to delve in and help them find resources in their area or things I already know about that could help them.
That's awesome. And for your case management piece, how in depth is that case management?
Well, obviously, I'm not a counselor or anything like that. So, but what happens is when you're in the veteran community long enough, you start to know the resources that are out there. So then we have, I can reach out to someone and say, can you help this person, or what can you do for them? Or I already know some great PTSD programs that are out there, private ones, VA. So depending on what they say their immediate needs are, then I go from there.
Wow. How many people are on your team?
It's very small. We have
small but mighty.
Bill Moore is the mightiest one. He is the CEO and founder of Project New Hope. He's an Air Force veteran, and this is his baby. His sister is his XO, and then I'm the case manager. We have an operations manager, and we have somebody that works at the pantry. The rest are all volunteer.
Wow.
So
you've got the food pantry, the baby pantry, you have case management, you have retreats, you have lots of fun things to do in Old Orchard Beach. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. And if people wanted to reach out to either participate in your programs or to offer donations or assistance, where would they reach out? What's the best way to connect with you?
They can call us directly, or they can go on our website. There's ways to donate there. They can hit us up on Facebook. Lots of ways they easily reach us, and we respond usually immediately.
That's awesome. And what is the phone number that people should be calling?
They can call 508-762-1459.
Okay.
And that's my number, and I would be happy to help anybody that calls me. We are also, our website is projectnewhopema.org.
Okay. Very good. I'm just blown away by the wide variety of options that Project New Hope offers. It sounds like there is no time for rest.
This is true.
Yeah. So I'm super grateful that you were able to come on today and share this amazing, amazing program. I was excited to learn about it. So thank you for taking the time to come on today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Everybody, this has been an amazing morning. I hope that you've hit the like button and the share button and that you're getting this information out. We'll get that contact information out for all of our guests. So big thank you to Chaplain East and Senior Vice Commander of the American Legion, Betty Leach, Lieutenant Governor Matos, of course, Tiger from the VFW and Point 32 Health and Aetna. We want to say thank you to the Providence VA Women's Veterans Program because they are an amazing resource over there. The Shiro program over in Fall River that is open to everybody and so very welcoming. The military women across the nation, GinaMarie is a fabulous individual who really is everywhere all the time. I encourage you to reach out to GinaMarie. And then there's our Gina Cologne from the Wounded Warrior Project with the amazing resources that the Wounded Warrior Project is offering. And Deb with her fabulous comfort dogs. I have partaken of the petting of her dogs and they are absolutely wonderful. So if you know someone who could really benefit from a visit from a great therapy animal, please reach out to Deb. And again, we're going to put this contact information also in the comments field so that you have that. And thank you, of course, to Janine for Project New Hope and all the amazing work that they're doing there. And we, RA Elder Info, we couldn't do this work at all without the support of our sponsors and our donors. So I want to say a big thank you to the Rhode Island VFW. They're an amazing organization. Reach out to Tiger, and when Tiger steps down, Rachel Garcia is going to be the new commander. Super excited for Rachel. She's an awesome human being. Our annual sponsors are what really allows us to be able to reach out to the community, across the community, to get information and resources out. So a big thank you to Point 32 Health Foundation and Aetna and Oak Street Health, United Healthcare, Neighborhood Healthcare, JD Solutions. 321 Media is the one who's making this look good. And England Studio, they are the ones who have designed the rielderinfo.com website. And our individual donors, it is the small amounts that add up. Every dollar counts when you're a nonprofit. So we are so grateful to our very many donors. If you're not aware, let me make you aware that every Friday at 9 a.m., so tomorrow at 9 a.m., we run a show called Friday Friends, where we share different organizations and interview different individuals who have information and resources that you or someone you know needs to know about. So check us out on Friday Friends every Friday at 9. right here on social media. It also gets converted into a podcast. So if you don't have time to watch, you can always listen in your car on your commute. We are looking forward to connecting with even more people in 2023 because there's so many folks who are in need. In the meantime, if you're looking for resources, you can always go on the rielderinfo.com website and download Operation Connect. It's the only printed and printable resource guide for our military members, veterans, and their families here in Rhode Island. So I encourage you to do that. Sign up for our newsletters. Send out a newsletter every week. I write it myself. I take full credit for every grammar and punctuation error in the newsletters. That's me. And if you have any questions, if you're caring for an older adult, if you are an older adult, if you're a professional who serves older adults, please don't hesitate to reach out to rielderinfo.com. You can give me a call at 401-585-0509, or you can always email me at deb, at rielderinfo.com. And I actually surprise people by answering the phone. I am really grateful that you have all joined us today. I would like to invite up my final guest, Reverend Raquel Ray, for the benediction and moment of silence. Hi, Reverend.
Hi, Deb. Thank you so much. What a great gathering, right?
Absolutely. I love it.
In the presence of greatness. It's so good. Such an honor. Friends, I'm a United States Air Force veteran and a successful recipient for the vocational rehabilitation and education program that prepared me for this role. I'm a chaplain and the associate pastor at Barrington Congregational Church in Barrington, Rhode Island. It is my honor to be here with you, to hold this space in prayer with my beloved colleague, Chaplain East. We know that wherever your feet walk is sacred and holy ground, and we are honored to walk that path with you and to hold that space with you. So bless you. And beloved women warriors, will you pray with me? God of love, we thank you for all with which you have blessed us, even to this day, for the gift of joy in the days of health and strength, and for the gifts of your abiding spirit in the days of pain and grief. We bless you for our homes and friends, our veteran community, and all who have made this event today possible. We thank you for those veterans who gave the last full measure of devotion in service to this great nation, and we honor them now with a moment of silence and remembrance. We thank you, God, for the call to serve, and we thank you for the freedoms that our nation enjoys as a result of that service. We thank you, God, for our nation's veterans, for those of past generations and those who continue to earn this title still, and especially for all of the women warriors who are with us today. May we never forget what our country has asked of them and what they have given in return. The Honor Guard coin says we will cherish them in our memory. We will honor them and what we say and do, and we will never forget their sacrifice, and they will forever be in our hearts. And now, beloved, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, The rains fall soft upon your fields. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God look upon you with kindness and give you peace. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Reverend. And thank you all for joining us. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Feel free to visit me over at the Rhode Island Home Show. In the meantime, until we see each other again, be well and be kind.